Shall we play a game?
Hello. I think I'm live. Looks like it. Some game making noises. Games making noises. Good stuff. Welcome back to another stream. I have to say, my entire body just hurts. Having fired a huge night trade last night. Good fun. Anyway, all good. You don't want to hear about that. Maybe you do. I thought we'd try this one first because someone told me it's not finishable. So I thought, why don't we find out? So hello to, we got Tam Walker, Soraya, Mark B, Benjamin's Brain in a Jar, Hannah Scott. How are you? How is the tapestry going, Hannah Scott? Is it a tapestry? I'm not sure. It's needlepoint. But is it a tapestry? That's an interesting question. For those who don't know, Hannah is working on a London tube map, all sewn. It's really cool. If you want to have a look at it, jump on the Discord because it's there. Good morning. Your task today is to take a ScotRail Class 380 for a special tour of the Cathcart Circle in both directions. Head over to your train and start it from Cold before heading out to Glasgow. Cross stitch and back stitch. Excellent. She just vanished. I think she just took off into the air. Okay, so where's my train? It's not there. Over here? Ooh, I didn't know you could get in the shed. Screw the scenario, we're going to go look in the shed. So if you get in a pit, can you get out? Do I dare try? I'm not going to try. So, where's my train? Out there? Yeah, I guess so. I've never seen in here before. Little 314 sitting at the end. I could hear something humming over there, so I suppose that's our train. Oddfellow, how are you? Let's just turn on the markers so I get on the right train. Oh, here we go. Got to go to a marker. See, I would have got on the wrong train. I would have got on the one outside the door, because that would have made sense. See, we could have walked all the way through the shed. Wouldn't have made any difference at all. I like the cool little lights. Can't quite see it from this angle. I reckon they'd look good at night time. I'll have to come back and find out. So is it you, is it? Quick inspection. Yeah, it's a train. Always inspect your train. Press and hold the battery on button for about 4 seconds. Golden ticket, hello. That wasn't 4 seconds. Let's shut the door then. No, you probably want to go up. Rail label, hello. Golden ticket says I need to make a quick break because I got like 4 spads in a row. Ah, you are the spad master. Daylight. Tail lights. Oh, you're going to make me go down the other end, aren't you? You are, you bastard. Just think I was about to turn on the safety systems. Clunk. Well, that just lost me some points jumping out the door. Move to the front of the train. Do your exterior check. Ah, you have to look at everything. So I'm going to get back in the cab now, am I? Really? I'm going to get back in the cab. Okay. Marker only. Now we're going to go outside again, aren't we? Yep. going to make us do the same thing up the other end. Get out again? Of course. Let me guess. Night lights? Uh-huh. Alright. Get in and close the cab door. Alright. We're in the big chair. Does the door close? There it is. On the handle. Daylight. So in reality, surely would have gone and checked the other end. I don't want to apply power just yet because I want to turn on. What are you doing? Shut. You don't be shut on my train. No, forget about DSD. We might want to get up, walk around and annoy passengers and things. Turn on the vigilance and the AWS. The grumpy noisemakers. Just move my little box closer. This is the last stream from this desk today. That is the traction lock, Benjamin's brain in a jar. I actually normally have it turned off because, you know, I like surprises. Let's just get Rail Driver in sync with this. It's working. Good. Off we go at some point. Hope everyone is well. I haven't seen Michael today. Too fast already. Surprise! Apply a small amount of brake. Small amount of brake. Stop the train. Say small amount of brake. Okay. Move again. $5 miles an hour. Who does 5 miles an hour? Where did I get the TSW shirt from? Being an ambassador, I got permission to reproduce the logo because it's a bit hard for me to get to the ambassador event that they run each year, which is coming up soon. I don't think I'm telling anything I shouldn't tell by saying that, but so I don't get the free t-shirt, so I get permission to reproduce one. And because I'm in Australia and it's bloody cold most of the time on a Sunday morning, I did a sweatshirt with a tough hoodie. It's a nice looking morning out here, isn't it? I do like the morning light in Todd 4. Oh, look what's coming. A high speed 314. Oh, it's not, it's 380. I thought it was a 314, but no. I was mistaken. Oh, we were supposed to stop. Stop. Red light, stop. Is it going to recognize that? It did. That was lucky. Set the power handle to off. We're going to change ends, aren't we? Tail lights. Direction switch to neutral. We are in the neutral zone, people. And master key, of course. Now, I know on this train you don't actually have to do this, but it's just habit. I turn them off again. We could walk through the train, I suppose. But we won't. Because this is quicker. So I better pay attention. We almost had our first spat of the day. It's a great looking thing to just catch your leg on, isn't it? It'll rip me pants. Take position. Master key. Daylight. Go and put our safety systems on. No, not that one. That one. And that one. The reason I don't turn on DSD is if I feel like getting up and talking to the passengers, I can't do that if I've got DSD turned on. Oh, snow. Yes. Is that slow? Really? Let's try and get... Is there an intermittent? Quick. Slow. Off. It doesn't seem to be an intermittent. Maybe there is if I don't use Rail Driver. Ah, there we go. Interval. Perfect. Let's get out of here. You can see the shunting signal down there on the right. That's a nice golden ticket who hopes everything is good with Michael if he sees the message. Yeah, so do I. He's not going through the best time at the moment, so... Yes. Leaving the depot, out on the main line now. Oddfellow 831, can't believe you fired at night and here you are, probably sore as hell. I am. Yeah, we finished at about 12:30. And I got back home a bit after 1. And up again now. It's 8:47. Yeah, we took a training train out for a new batch of safe workers to get used to things so they could work at night. And it was good for me because I'd never actually fired one of our little locos at night. I'd only fired the big one. The big one's a lot easier. So I was quite happy with that. 10-car train. Very heavy load. Good fun. I'm also still covered in black crap. I don't know if you can see that or not. Even after washing at the end of the day in the shed and then... end of the day, end of the night, and then coming home, still black. It just don't wash off, that stuff. Soraya clearly likes the shirt. They do occasionally have merchandise at Dovetail that they sell. But if you ask the community team, you know, they might just give you the graphic file you'd need to reproduce it on a shirt for yourself. Back down for 20 for the entry into Glasgow. The train does sound like a 700, Soraya. You are correct. And yes, Hannah is absolutely correct. They are from the Desiro family. I think they've nailed the sounds on this one because there's been no bowing to community pressure to say it should make the car alarm sound all the time, because if you've ever ridden one of these or a 700, you'd know they don't. They only make that sound when they're accelerating or decelerating. This looked quite nice in the snow. I hadn't actually come into Glasgow in the snow since the remaster. Gotta say I like this. It's nice and dull. Soraya says, I haven't got this pack yet, but I have got the 700. That's why. That's cool. I always suggest to people if they're interested in a pack, but they're not totally interested in a pack and they could wait for a little while, Wait for a sale, because you know it's never long with Dovetail on Steam. A little less so on the consoles. And I know Dovetail would love to do more sales on the consoles. Hannah bought this train earlier today. Haven't gotten around to driving it yet. It's always impressive that, I mean, I do it too, but you buy a game and then don't touch it. I should be going slower, apparently. I'm only coming into a dead-end platform. What's the problem? What's the problem? It's not snowing under the roof. That's quite an achievement. So many stations it rains and snows under the roof. I like the snow markings on the 314. That's pretty decent. We probably won't have any on the roof, though. We don't seem to have any on the roof. Maverick, hello. You think our collab video is doing well? Yeah, if you haven't watched it yet, Maverick and I did a race. Who won? It's complicated. Because it really depends on how you look at it. You quite clearly say we both did, I think. Alright. I think we just want you setting it off. We want you on tail lights. Then we're going to go up the other end. Back in the neutral zone. Beware of Klingons. I probably should turn these off before I turn off the master switch, actually, you know. Just to be different, this time around, we're going to go through the trains. Let's just, oops. Secure the area. Don't hit me in the face, door. It's very impolite of you. You're going to hit me in the face too, aren't you? Yep. Alright. So we'll let the passengers go in there. Actually, probably shouldn't, because, you know, miscreants. Someone will sit in there and inject. Let's just check the toilet, make sure it's clean. Can't get in Matt's been here, he's blocked the toilets. One day, we'll get a working toilet in a train. One day, Will get so sick of me saying that he'll sneak one in and not tell Matt. Walk to the dignitaries. No, screw that. I'm turning on my train. Alright, now we'll walk to the dignitaries. And turn on our safety systems while we're over here. It's going back over here, of course. Alright, now let's go and say hello to our dignitaries. These are dignitaries? Oi, we're taking a train out for you lot. Get on. Members of the press and valued influencers. Today I will be taking you on a tour of the Cathcart circle of the ScotRail 380 developed by Siemens for use on multiple ScotRail routes. And we didn't copy the 700 Honest. If you could wait a moment, I will head to the driver's cab and open the doors for you to board while I set up the train for departure. I sincerely hope that you enjoy today's journey ahead for the Class 380's entering service on the circle tomorrow morning. So we're feigning it's before it's entering service, yet there was one we saw running. Okay. Sit in the driver's seat. Doesn't get better than that. Door? Door. 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 There we go. I can probably just open their doors, can't we? I'm tempting fate, of course, doing things out of order in a scenario, but that's okay. They seem to cope with it pretty well these days. Daylight. Press button 8. Ooh, important button. Turn on the saloon lighting. Press button 5. I'm pretty sure it was on, you know. Pretty sure. Press button down twice on the TMS screen. Down. Doop, doop. This is a bit... Press button 0 to open the top screen. I've never really bothered playing with this before. Unlock the right doors. They are unlocked. I hate to tell you that, but, you know, that's okay. What was that? Fade to black. Hey, look, there's another 380. Even though they're not in service yet. Lock the doors. Alright. Hello, John907i. How are you? How's the beer? Hello, Rails of Illinois. Hello, the train simulator guy. Or the simulator guy, sorry. My apologies. The train simulator guy, that'd be me. Okay. I think they did do a pretty good job on the remaster. Now, why do you think the doors aren't locked? Because I think the doors are locked. You want me to press the button, don't you? The Class 380 is part of the Siemens Desiro family. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, go bike, let's go 5. Catching up on the chat. Yes, much switching of ends, Soraya. Definitely. Hannah says, I was watching the documentary earlier where they had to completely take apart the interior of the 380s for a deep clean. Oh, I haven't seen that. That'd be interesting. If you want to chuck me a link in the Discord, that would be handy. Wipers would be good, wouldn't they? Oh no, he's going too fast again. How unusual. Yeah, last night was a good run. Took our train to our mid-station, Lakeside. And we crossed the train of lights, which is hauled by the Garrett. I'm sure you've seen my video on it. And we double-headed with that to come back, which was good fun. I think we caused some gunzels to have pants accidents because they were surprised that our train was out, so it's very unusual to see a normal service train out at night time on Puff. And then I think they had a major pants accident when we turned up going the other way with a Garrett pulling the thing on front of the NA. Which is also very unusual because normally the NA leads the Garrett, but we wanted to go in second just so we didn't have to muck around at the other end when we got to Belgrave. Let them go in the shed first and then us. Hello, Caleb. And at the end of the night, while I was waiting to go into the shed, normally we knocked the fire through the fire bars, but I just dug it all out with a shovel and just chucked it out in a barrow outside. Why is it a good spot to ask Steamer questions? Well, you can ask here or you can ask on the Discord, either's fine. And you're talking real life Steam or game Steam? Caleb just saw that the Feathered River Canyon Enhanced is from Orville to Portola. Fair enough. Oh, we are kicking up snow. Did any of those people actually get in? I'm not sure they did. No, we're going too fast. I think I saw a couple of people in there. So we're running a train for 5 people, basically. It's kind of sad, isn't it? Yeah, ask away, Oddfellow. I don't really even mind if you talk about other games. Not a big deal. See, I could turn this off. Then I could tell you there's an awesome game coming called Century of Steam. And then I could turn this back on. I am very much looking forward to that game. Bit of a pause there. Into Pollock Shields West. As we passed Pollock Shields East. Got the 314 sitting in the platform over there. He's having a good old wait over there. I was hoping he'd leave, but no. That's okay. We'll go back to our train. Hannah put a link to the dock on Discord, but I don't think the link part worked. We'll have a look in a moment when we stop at the station. Not that you stop very long at the stations in Cathcart. They're very quick. John says cheers. Saraya says, just to let you know, I'm addicted to TSW. Awesome. You don't want to know how many thousand hours I've got in this game. In fact, it's a little bit hard to tell you because I use different builds. Oh, it's a go via. I was stopping, but it's a go via. Alright, let me just flip over to Discord. Let's see if I can get that link. Where did you put it, Hannah? Or did you DM it? Oh no, there it is. Oh, it's an iPlayer thing. We have that here called ABC iPlayer, and we pretend we're unique. Let's just see if it works in... Yeah, it does. It's a whole series. They put it there. Actually looks interesting. There you go. That's Hannah's link. It's funny that you put it in not trains, because it's like about trains. We've been remarkably behaving ourselves, given I wasn't even watching. Saraya asks, did you see the video that LNER updated of the driver playing TSW? That's a Dovetail video, that one. Using one of LNER's drivers. I should probably put some power on it. We're going to stop because we're going uphill. Heading via Pollock Shores East. Yeah, a lot of your stuff is not trains, but that's what that category is for. Speaking of trains, it's a little train. That lives on my rail driver. Well, they think it's a nice warm train. Why can't we get on the nice warm train? Actually, is it a nice warm train? I didn't turn on the aircon. Let's give them some warmth back there, eh? 22 sound about good? Yeah. They're probably sitting back there and it's -6 and they're going, you bastard! You're freezing us to death. No need to be sorry, Saraya. Caleb says, I'm using the Machine Rail H9. What do you think of the Machine Rail stuff? Just a smidge of braking. There we go. Heading around the circle to Cathcart. Hopefully everyone's well today. If you've got the 380, what do you think? You don't have to say you love it. If you hate it, tell me you hate it. I don't mind. But if you do, let me know why. And if you love it, let me know why. And if you're just in the middle somewhere, that's cool too. I do like the new signalling. Turned this up to 200%. I thought I limited it to 60 actually, but it's running at 80. Maybe it forgets that I limited it to 60. John says perfect show to chill back and pop an icy one. Fair enough. Personally, I'll stick with my juice, it being 9 o'clock in the morning. Followed closely by a cup of tea. Oh yeah, new thing. I got a cup. I'm nowhere near the point where they give you something cool, so I got a cup. Going round the corner into Cathcart. Caleb says it's worth it, the H9 and the open auto Rex. Fair enough. An American freight person. Quietening the noisemaker. We will be stopping up here soon because we've got signals that don't like us coming up. Hello, Cathcart. Bye-bye, Cathcart. Soraya says the thing with Train Sim World is there's one of the best graphics, even beating its classic 2024. Well, it definitely beats the Train Sim Classic, that's for sure. In the graphics department, I would kind of go with Railroaders, probably a little bit better, but Railroaders a much newer version of the engine as well. So I reckon at some point in the future, I think we're following another train now. At some point in the future, we will probably see, and no, I'm not predicting anything, and no, this is not on the roadmap, just saying, but I'm sort of predicting that at some point there'll be an Unreal 5 port. When there's an Unreal 5 port, you can expect pretty close to photorealism in the graphics. Still not exactly, you'll be able to tell it's a computer, but it's cool the way it is, but it could get better. Actually, the View app game, the Tram Simulator game, the new one, that's using UE5. It's a pantograph touching the wire. It is. Good. Go via Pollock Shields East. This is a very poorly sighted signal. It's probably why it's got a repeater all the way back there. You have to go, Soraya. Never mind. Enjoy the rest of your day. As we crawl up on the red. Saturday night, midnight, John. Nice. Oddfellow says, love it. Dovetail had their ducks in a row. Quack. I wonder if this is the red signal the other player was complaining about. No, it's gone yellow. I can't see it yet. Now I can. That was the novel thing about firing in at night time last night, was signals. Ah, good, you're off. It's very hard to find them at night time and see them. Soraya says you're watching in London. Fair enough. I was in London a couple of weeks ago. Didn't do much of the touristy stuff apart from the eye. because, you know, it's there for trains. Cruising up on the red here. Still red. It's a slightly yellow red, but still red. John is watching from Ireland. Excellent. One of my neighbours is Irish. My wife always wanted a daughter, so she's kind of adopted Hannah. Like, you're mine now. Keeping you. Red light. What's up in front? Let's grab a look. Oh, we've gone yellow again, but I'm going to come up here because I'm tipping. I'll just start the train moving. Because I'm guessing there must be a train up here somewhere. I just got stuck on an 8 camera. Yeah, there it is. That's a 314. So there's no need for us to go too hard because there's a train in the way. Hannah says in Essex, 12:10 AM here. I need to look up Essex on a map to see whether I got anywhere near Essex or not. Trip. And apparently there's an Essex in Melbourne. Who knew that? Well, there you go. I did get near Essex. There you go. It's not that far from where Dovetail et al. Are. There's the banner repeater. They put these things in. Oops, sorry. They put these repeaters in because you can't see the actual signal on the curve, so they put a repeater in so that you've got a chance of not spatting. Hello, Goal20. How are you? I could get up much earlier to help out the UK folk for the time frames, but then I think of yellow. Then I think about what little sleep I had to get here, and think, no, off we go again. There's no need to go hard because it's just going to be red in front of us while that 314 waits to get into Glasgow. It's probably going to go into the same platform we are, you know. I am well, Goal20. How about you? Everything hurts, but that's because I fired a train and did it to myself. It's a problem with being my age and firing steam engines. I'm not 20. So all that physical activity, it does hurt. But that's okay, because it's good fun. You do build up quite a lot of muscle doing it, though, got to say. Bit of AWS section. Glad that came on soon enough that I muted it. No one needs to hear me sneeze. They just display that there's no image, Hannah. They haven't actually got them going. I do understand why they don't. In Unreal 4, that's a real frame killer. So on a decent PC, you'd be okay. You might be okay on the 9th gen consoles, but maybe not. But on the the older consoles, you would be, the colloquial term would be screwed. John says, the time is cool outside, just feel bad for you popping a cold one while you're just awake. Nah, it's fine, mate. More yellows. Oh, we've just gone green. Good. Heading up the hill into Glasgow Central. Again, where we were before. It's one of the cool things about Anzac Day, where we commemorate all of the people who lost their lives or injured in various wars. It's one of the only days of the year where it's perfectly acceptable to drink beer at 5:45 in the morning. Yeah. You're right, my midnight probably is about 3 PM for you. Hannah, it does feel like I'm going round and round in circles. It feels like a TikTok dance. Hello, Anarchist Angel. How are you? Been a little while. Yeah, cruising into Cathcart. Too fast, obviously. Such a picky game. Wants you to obey speed limits. Running in the 380 today. Well, for 15 years, I was a leader in a youth movement. And Anzac Day was also the only day of the year where it was acceptable to drink beer while in uniform at 5:45 in the morning. Because, of course, we used to help run the events. There we go. And straight back into Glasgow. And I can see why... Let me just put the brakes on there. I can see why the person that contacted me might be a little bit confused, because they're waiting for that signal, but they probably hadn't noticed the shunting signal underneath it, would be my bet. So I will get back to that person and go, I know what happened. It's not red at all. Because they told me you couldn't actually get in. But there's a lot of platform sharing in Glasgow now. Which I think might be... no, it's not unique to this, because it happens at Birmingham New Street too. No, keep going, don't stop there. No, keep going. Power. Just crawl down the last few meters, because it's a finicky scenario and it's going to want us to stop up close. It may even want us to couple. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Does it want us to couple? No, it doesn't. That's sad. Power handle to off. Direction switch to neutral. Come on. There we go. And we're going to let the people out? Surely. You know, they're probably going to want to get out, you know. I would think. Do you know, I already have set the direction switch to neutral. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Now it wants to unlock left doors. Well, we've done that. But you're going to make me push the button, aren't you? Yes, you are. We faded to black again. It's pretty exciting when it does that. It's a new thing. Every time it does it, I think, it's crashing. But no. Are you going to want me to push the button, aren't you? No, you actually set the direction switch to forward. We are coupling up. Ooh. I haven't done this before on this train. Couple to formation, 3 vehicles. So I think we need to... don't we need to extend the nose first? There we go. Nose out. Wouldn't we need to extend the nose on that one? Surely. Surely we need to extend the nose first. Why? Because it's not. You watch me break the scenario doing this. No, the other way. Other way. There we go. Oh, we'll do it when the train's not active. Cool. I was worried I'd put master key in, then it would think I was changing trains. Door. Door. And did we ever close the other doors? I think we did. Yeah, alright. Moving on up. Time for these trains to kiss. I think we'd better get out here so we can watch them kiss. Why does it stop when you go to off instead of just coasting? Let's get properly centered. There we go. Time for a big smooch. Ooh, that was a big bang. Apply a small amount of brake. Okay. Oh, now it wants to deploy them. Fine. I'll just hold the switch so you're happy. There you go. Deploy the gangway. Oh, in there. That's right. Now, we wouldn't actually be able to do this, you know. Something I've learnt, by the way, is don't drop this down first because the doors get stuck. Confirm coupling on the TMS screen. If I can get back in the chair, I would. I'm stuck. There we go. Coupling, 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 coupling. Coupling and uncoupling. Retract the gangway. Why would we do that? Coupling state is unticked. Set the front end gangway switch to retract and hold for at least 2 seconds. I'm pretty sure that's what I just did. That's okay. Seems strange, these things it's doing. Press button 4 to uncouple. So now we're uncoupling it. Okay. Press button 1 to confirm uncoupling. Ah, so we're coupling and then uncoupling. Okay. That makes sense, not? Of course, I've got all my doors open in there now. That's a short distance. You want more of a short distance, clearly. Set the direction switch to neutral. Master heater off. Tail lights, maybe? I would think. You know, don't forget the tail lights. And since we've... Oh, they're all closed by themselves. Isn't that nice? I didn't know they did that. Where are our dignitaries? They've gone. Oh, no, they are down there. So that'd be G-Love Trains. Don't know who he is. Or that one. Could you please board the train again? We'll be departing for a short run around the Cathcart circle in the opposite direction. Oh, this will get exciting, won't it? Sit in the driver's seat. Why would they have gotten off? Catching up with the chat. Anarchist Angel says, I'm well, have an important exam coming up. Going to bed, part of healthy preparation. Are you procrastinating the going to bed? Of course. driving exam, perhaps? Master key. Noisemakers on. Daylight. It's doing a different order. Unlock the right doors. And I know we're going to push the button. Let's get rid of you. So that must have just been a coupling demonstration, surely. Oops, wrong button. That one. Now, I'm really curious. I want to know if anybody actually got on. Because there were 5 dignitaries and we've got one there. It's clearly a loner. Got one there. Of course, they're all going to sit there making their vlogs. That's why they're sitting far apart. Getting stuck here. There's another one there. Another one over there. So it's that 1, 2, 3. Don't get stuck. Oh, it's a door. That would be why. I think it's only 4. Where did the 5th one go? And the one in this carriage disappeared. Oh no, there he is. So there's 4. The 5th one didn't get on. That's okay. Set the direction switch to forward. On weekdays, Service Circle providing invaluable transport link for school pupils. And contributed to passenger numbers on top of commuter traffic at peak times. Class 380 is an investment in the future. You'd never use it with school kids then, because you wouldn't have it anymore. Original proposals to use the 380 was the abandoned Glasgow Airport Rail Link. Oh, it sounds like the Melbourne Airport Rail Link. One day we'll get it. That project cut. Blah, blah. Alright, let's drive. I did shut that door, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Hannah says, I'm guessing the beer wasn't Foster's. No. No one actually drinks Foster's in Australia. I hate to tell you that, but it's awful. Once upon a time, it was real beer that was actually brewed, but today it's just crap. We can pretend to be a security camera because the 8 camera is normally stuck in a tree, but here we're stuck in a signal. Even better. Back we go out round the circle again. You probably did see people on the tracks, Anarchist Angel. I just ignore them these days. But they certainly turn up. We were trying to figure out if we hit a wombat last night. Because I saw it go onto the tracks and driver didn't see it come out the other side, but it wasn't there when we came back in the other direction. So who knows? It could have just gotten whacked by the train and then gotten up and done the typical wombat thing and just shook itself a little bit and went, what the fuck was that? But no, because they're tough little things. Well, not so little, actually. They're basically a hairy rock. Hello, Gav. How are you? John said, went in for the kiss and ended up banging. Hannah says, when 2 trains love each other very much. And Hannah says, it was only a kiss. How did it end up like this? Says many people on a one-night stand. Anarchist Angel says, are you going to get the BR101 expert? I am. I have got it to test, but I haven't actually had time yet. But I have to say, flicking through the channel where the beginnings of the manual are, it's I think you'll be right at home, Anarchist Angel. Let's just say that. It's a safety critical operations procedure exam. Excellent. I've got a track machine driver's exam coming up shortly. Even though I don't really do it very much anymore, I don't want to lose the qualification, so I will do the exam. Because, you know, steam firing's a lot warmer. Did I just miss my guess in that we're actually going in... Oh no, we're not going in the same direction. It's alright. It's okay. Because we've got the greens, which means we're going straight. What's a good, strong Aussie beer, says Oddfellow. Depends what you like. I quite like the Ace of Spades, which is a dark porter from... I'm trying to remember the name of the pub. Cheeky Squires. It's a good, decent beer. It's a good New Zealand one. The Monteith's Black is also very good. We have all manner of XPAs and IPAs and stuff that are all brewed locally too, which are nice. There's not really a nice commercial beer. Oh, it's only a go via. What am I stopping for? This is indeed the Cathcart Circle, and we are playing the press... What's it called? Press release. So we're just driving around the circle in both directions, not stopping anywhere. Well, hopefully, John. You know, I don't do a lot of track inspections anymore because I'm on the locos, but I do still do the occasional one when they can't get someone. I think I'm doing one next week, actually. That's probably when my exam is. Maybe I should read the book. That reminds me, I haven't actually done the theory side of that exam yet. I must get that done and send it in. I should do that today, probably, after I finish the stream. That would be a good idea. Off we go in the incredibly high-speed racetrack. I haven't done a speed run with 380 yet around the Cathcart. With the 314, you can usually sit on about 3 times the speed limit and survive. So you can get a nice quick run around the circle. No, Foster's is not Australian for beer, mate. Foster's is Australian for piss. It's basically everybody gets together and urinates in cans, and we sell it to people overseas and tell them it's beer. Anarchist Angel says, tiredness is attacking me once more, and this time I'll capitulate and head to horizontality. Have a good evening, night, and drive safely. Good luck with the exam, Anarchist Angel, and I hope you sleep well. You're going to have all the little boys now thinking about you lying down in bed. Oddfellow says, local breweries, huh? Yep, there's heaps of them around here. Absolutely heaps. Most of them were established in COVID because the only way you could go out for a drink was, of course, at a small place that not many people could go to. But a lot of them are still surviving. Yeah, hopefully it'll be good, Anarchist Angel. I have confidence in you, so I reckon you'll be fine. Got a track switch coming up. Sleep well, mate. Good luck with the exam. For anyone that's not taken a rail exam, they are very taxing. Because generally, the examiner spends the day with you while you do your duties, if it's a practical exam, and they don't say a thing. And at the end of the day, you sit down at the table and go through everything you got wrong. And then they tell you whether it passed or not. John suggests having a few icy ones after stomping the exam. Certainly not before. Actually, I don't know about where the where Anarchist drives, but in Australia it's zero alcohol for operating trains. And it's what's called medical zero, which means you can't have had a drink for about 24 hours. Oh no, he's going too fast. We're all going to die. Oh. There must be someone else in a chat. Oh, I've got top chat turned on, not live chat. That's annoying. Did I miss any chats? No, it doesn't look like it. We'll get there. It'll be fine. Another high-speed run. Ooh, gratuitous bridge shot. Have to do it. Don't even need to hurry, though. It's not really a great bridge, but, you know, it's a bridge. And it's a gratuitous bridge shot. Has to be done. We're allowed up to the earth-shattering speed of 40 miles an hour now. Doing 43 for the record, Your Honour. Not picking up any snow on the roof or on the sides. We're throwing a bit. Not a lot though. It's always been a bit weird the way that was implemented. Oh dear, we're doing 45 now. Good to see all the flowers growing in the snow there. Station master probably comes out every day with a little warm air gun. Puts his giant grow lamp on them at night time. Doesn't take long to get around a circle when you don't stop anywhere. Keep a teeny weeny little bit of brake on. When you're controlling with Rail Driver, it's a bit of all or nothing, unfortunately. Need a bit of power now. even though we're going downhill. Going via Pollock Shields West. What are you looking at? Hey, you looking at me? Looking at me? You looking at me? Gonna pop you in the nose. This is, in theory, the last stream from my current streaming desk. Because in theory, by the time we do next week's stream, I'll have a new one. In theory. And I forgot to slow down because I'm naughty. It sounds kind of like Bollock Shields, which would be a cricket box. Lots of graffiti in Scotland with the remaster. The walls were bereft before. Quickly heading back to Glasgow. We'll see how we go with signals this time. People who wear kilts still wear them in the snow because it's clearly skirt weather. Going back up the hill shortly. Looks like a 314 coming the other way. Be quite a job driving trains in the snow, I would think. It's bad enough when it's a little bit rainy and it's slippery like it was last night. Gav says, I broke Train Sim World, lol. I was sitting in a siding and used 8cam to watch the trains, and all the trains got all red lights and stuck in a standstill. I was laughing, they were stubborn. They're all waiting for you, mate. Back in we go again. Vigilance decided that I was not awake. Better not go too fast in here, I'll get ahead of the signals and then bad things will happen. Looks like we've got yellows right into the platform. Gav said I was around near the depot on Cathcart and a dead siding. Ah, weird. There's a place you can watch trains from in Glasgow Station here. They put a bench there that you can go and sit on and watch trains if you want to. And back into the station. What are they going to make us do this time? think I might have stopped a little bit early. Just a little bit. Oh, it's in the platform. It's mostly in the platform anyway. We're just going to annoy the scenario now. Because we're going to move. Hopefully I don't break it. So I was looking at the chat and then it stopped and I went, uh-oh. There are definitely people on the tracks. And they're just literally standing on the tracks. So, I mean, he's levitating. That's kind of cool. How about you? You levitating? You're levitating. You're levitating, but I can't get that down that low with you. Hello. How you doing? Is it good up there? Don't know. Ah, well. Bloody Instagrammers doing their dance on the tracks. This marks the end of our tour around the circle in the Class 380. I hope you've enjoyed this journey. I look forward to these trains joining the route over the coming days. You'll please leave the train. I'll be up to speak with you shortly. Well, surely you need to open the doors for them to leave the train. It's the dev team watching, says Gav. Yeah, it could be. John says kiss this time, not bang. Wait a moment. We're in the hurry up and wait game. Lock the left-hand doors. Set the master key to off. Boink. Did we set the... No, we didn't set that to off. Inconsistent instructions. Alright. Let's go talk to our influencers. Hello. He looks so pissed off, doesn't he? Thank you for attending this special excursion with the new to this line Class 380. If you would like to make your way off the platform to my colleague near the ticket barriers, a buffet has been put on. There you go. It's the best way to deal with people. You want them to be happy? Give them food. So the 380s are clearly in service because there's another one there. That's a new one. Due to today's inclement weather. Master key. I don't think we changed the lights at the other end, did we? Never mind. Now, one thing I'm really curious about, if I open these doors, will they get in? The people on the tracks? Why are my doors open? No, it doesn't want to unlock my doors. Okay. It's trying to. But it's not allowed to. Scenario won't let it. Press the saloon lighting button. Maybe that one. Interior lighting. Lighting off. I assume that's what it wants. Does it want something else? Has it got a marker somewhere? Ah, over here. That's what it wanted. Oh, but I just did all that with that. Never mind. Off we go then. Actually, let's be nice. Let's go and fix the tail lights. at the risk of annoying a scenario. Hello, Eric. How are you? Yeah, I didn't think the scenario might be changing to tail lights. Didn't make me lock the doors either. You don't want your passengers in there. Horrible miscreants. It's like our little tourist railway. Officially, they're tourists. We often call them the terrorists. Ooh, that's different. I've never seen that up there before. Gone. Hello, Matty. Welcome. How are you? Parking a 380 at the end of having done the press release service. And of course, we're driving too fast because it's me. Eric says you still have had the rail driver. I do indeed still have the rail driver. I have had a rail driver since 2001 when they first came out with Microsoft Train Simulator. It's a very old beastie. Which is funny because people keep saying they're delicate and easy to break, but you know, I've had mine and it's changed countries 3 times. And it's always just been chucked in a box. It's never been packed properly or anything. There aren't many computer peripherals that still work 20 years later. As we cruise through the yard. I'm tipping those trains were waiting for us to get out of that platform. They're probably both going in there now. One at a time. So we head back to the yard. And it depends how the train's set up, Eric. Some of them let you switch cabs and things like that with the keys. Some don't. Some of them have a slightly different key combination. Eric says, I dropped mine on the floor a few times. The floor was safe. Yes, it would probably make a hole in the floor. They're not light. I think the only thing I've ever managed to do to this, I knocked the horn with something at one point and snapped the surround. I just glued it back in and it was fine. See? All good. I used to show my little rail driver on stream in a little box in a window so people could see it, but that webcam broke and I've never replaced it. I always could, if people are interested in seeing the rail driver. And Eric says I've only rubbed off the stickers with my hand. I haven't even done that. It's still quite intact. You can buy new stickers from pieengineering.com. And unlike the rail driver itself, they don't charge you $5 million in shipping. It's just a packet of stickers. We go to Shields ETD. Eastern Transit Depot, maybe? I don't know. Something. Eric says, I tend to rest my hand on the throttle so it rubs away. Okay. Fair enough. Oh, we can go faster, can't we? Don't want to go too hard, though. We've got yellows coming up, I can see in the distance there. It's one of the things I see in people who are screaming along and they come across yellows and they don't slow down and then they complain because they sped. It's like, well, you know, you did it to yourself. Eric says, no need to replace. Most locos don't follow the standard American design. There's a standard American design? Really? They're all different. See you later, Oddfellow. Hope you have a good evening. Maddie Lydon says, don't know here if anyone cares. News Donald Trump was shot. Really? Even though I don't like the guy, I certainly wouldn't wish that on him. It's not a good thing at all. I hadn't checked the news this morning. Just sort of got up and got ready and came and did this. We've got a shunting signal there, so we don't have to worry about the red. Simulator Guy wants to know what we're doing next. I thought we might play the scenarios in order today. The 3 new ones. So this is the first one. Or we might take the 380 out another route somewhere. We could do that. Eric says, shot but wasn't hurt too badly. Don't know, you know, shot, man. Even if it hurts, it's still shot. I mean, he is kind of an asshole, but it's not the right way to shoot him. You don't agree with him, campaign against him. Set the power handle lever to off. Tail lights. Lost the key. And go up the other end, no doubt. I do like that they do this now because I always felt it was incredibly unrealistic in a driver-only operation situation to reverse a train into a yard. So if you're talking about a massive freight or something like that, yeah, that probably happens because you'll have a shunter on the back with a radio. But in a electric train like this, daylight, and off we go. We do have the shunt signal down there on the right, so we can start making our way. Gab said they tried but failed, but 2 other people did get hit. That's not cool. Nothing worse than being in the way, I guess. Maddie reckons it was reported he was a rally for his campaign. Sad thing is it'll probably get him elected. John says Biden should be an old folks home. That signal I'm hoping is for the main line and not me. Otherwise we're about to spad. Because mine says it's green and I can see a little shunt signal up there. Well, we didn't spad, so I guess we're okay. Now the question is, are we actually going into the right track? Because I didn't set any points. Let's just make sure. Yeah, we appear to be. What's that set for? Yep, we appear to be going into the correct track. Shots of liquor, says Eric. Fair enough. Hannah says he should definitely stand down. He's just far too old. Well, you could get presidents that aren't dying of old age. Our current Prime Minister's, what is he, probably 50s? About my age? Look at France, he's fairly young. Canadian guy's young. Eric says above 60 is too old for sure. I don't know about that, dude. I'm 58. I can still fire steam engines. Hurts, but it doesn't kill me. Vigilance. Christopher asks, how do you change the light if you want free mode? Every time I place train, etc., I can't change the light screen. Ah, you don't need to change the signals. You need to set a path. I'll show you how to do that. When we finish this scenario, I'll pop one out in free roam and I'll show you what to do. It's pretty easy, but if no one's ever shown you what to do, then you don't know what you don't know. That'll do. Set the power handle to off. Down. Did it really go down? Did. Look at that. Cool. Set the direction switch to neutral. Press the battery off button. There it is. Exit the cab, close the door. What about the master key? You're leaving the master key in. Better take the master key out. Exit the cab, close the cab door, and walk back to the office. Well, it's the other end. I turn the air conditioning on. This was some other feedback I put in. I used to get grumpy that they'd make you cross all the tracks diagonally or something like that, because in a railway that does not happen. Do you know that your feet are like in the snow? Is that cold? Surely. Must be cold. Excellent work this morning. Our colleague at the station said, blah, blah, blah. Look at all that naughty speeding. What did I get? Gold! And I was that naughty. Oh, look at that. I'm not signed in again. I even can sign in on this build. Alright, let's just jump in free roam and I will show Christopher what to do. Choose a route. Cathcart. Timetable. Circle. On foot. I won't try it at Glasgow because that's just asking for trouble because it's too bloody busy. Let's go about halfway down. Should be able to do it there. I will catch up with the chat in a moment. So if we go to spawn a train, and let's just choose a 380, why not, since we're here. And let's do a 3-car loaded spawn. Now, we can't put one here because there's probably a train coming. It's hard to tell with the sun on it. 10:05 and it's now 10 o'clock, so it's already reserved it. 10:15, we'll probably be able to put one over there. As long as it hasn't reserved trackage. Oh, it has, of course it has. We might have to wait for this one to come. I don't want to sit here for 5 minutes though. So the trouble is that sometimes it reserves the track a long way in advance, so you can't put one here. Let's just try a different spot. Choose a route. Cathcart. Timetable. I'll catch up with the chat momentarily. I just want to show this. Let's try earlier in the day when it's not so busy. Alright, let's try that again. Spawn a train. 380. 3-car loaded. There we go, I can put one there because it's green. What you have to do is jump in. So you won't be able to drive anywhere at the moment. We've got red signals up there. They may even stay red. Sometimes they do. And then go into the map mode. Click on the end of your train you're going to drive from and do set path. We're actually going to be driving backwards along the loop. Let's see if we can get here. Try there actually. So there's enough points to do this. Looks like it. Not a valid location. It's because I'm trying to go the wrong way round. That's why. Alright. Let me try and do it going the right way round based on the track that I'm on. Let me just set that back to neutral. Got the other end of this train. I should have spawned it on the other platform, then I'd be able to go that way. But there's probably something with the track reserve which is stopping us from doing that. Now we'll be able to do it, I think, as long as nothing's got the track reserve. This is such a busy line that track reservation is an issue. Right, now let's try it. So we're going to click the other end this time, set path. Actually, before we go, what are our signals? We don't have any. Oh, actually, if you look up here in the track monitor, you can see the next one's red. So, go and set ourselves a path. And we will... See, there's the red signal there. Just go up to the next station. And I can do that one. And you can see the... If I just move that, the track monitor's now gone yellow. So the signal is no longer red. And just to prove it, let's go for a cruise. Ah, now I can catch up with the chat. Christopher's, yeah, so I've shown you what to do, Christopher, if you've got any questions. Hannah says, if you confuse the President of Ukraine and President of Russia, it's a sign you need to retire. Yeah, actually, that could be slightly dangerous. It's a bit like Australia posturing for the Chinese. Where they go, oh, we really hate you. But please, buy our exports. We hate you. Buy our exports. We hate you. Buy our exports. We'll be selling the Chinese a lot of cooking oil, I'm tipping. When I get to this station, Christopher, I'll set the next one, so we'll come up to this signal. So I have to stop at Cross Hill because I set that as a stop. You can set it further on, of course. Go a few yards more. Alright, now if I just drive ahead now, we'll drive up to that red signal, just so you can see it happen. Now, I haven't got TPWS turned on in this train, which is why you didn't hear it go bee. Signal is kind of yellow in this light, but as you get closer you can see it's red. So I'll just run up near it. And it'll do that. And when the train stops, so I know it's not going to spat itself. Go back into map mode. Set path, and we'll just go a bit further along. See if we can get up here. There we go. And the signal has gone green. And then there's a yellow one and another red one. So we head for Pollock Shields East. Eric says, France, don't make me disappointed that they aren't more SNCF routes, at least the LGB Rhine-Rhone. I would kind of expect a third-party developer to take on France, I would think. Because DTG have got their main countries that they do. And they're looking to third parties to do the other ones for the most part. I mean, that may change, given that they got bought by a French company. Who knows? Could do. Here's our yellow one. And then just round the corner at the next station, we should see the red one. Christopher says, so this 380, do you need to buy it on its own and the route that goes on by all in one? I don't think there's a package for this. So I think you buy Cathcart separately and then the 380. Cathcart was on sale until, what's the date? No, it's finished. And console sales, generally speaking, look at when the sale was last year. And this is for all the platforms, because that usually within a week or so is when the sale will be on in the next year. Oh, you want me to go further? Okay, I did click at the end of the platform. Excuse me. There we go. Objective complete. So let's get out of there. Now we know how to do free roam. Excuse me. And let's get back to the scenarios and see what the next one is. Oops. I was doing timetable. Out. To the trains. Choose a route. Cathcart. Scenarios. That's better. Semicircle service. Drive an evening service with unexpected train fault. Or Dr. Snow. Let's do the semicircle service with a train fault. You have not completed the suggested training modules. Oh no! I didn't even know there was a training module for the ScotRail Class 380. I don't think there was when it released. Semicircle service. Maddie Lynn says, now that I'm using keyboard for some trains functions, it makes things a lot easier. Yes, it does. If you're using console, then you plug in a keyboard. It does make things much better. With the eastern side of the Cathcart circle, blah, 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 blah. Prepare the train for service. Is it powered up? I don't know. It's got a pantograph up? It does. Night lights, you reckon? Fair enough. Whoops, not that one. That one. And let's go and turn on some stuff. Even though we'll probably have to change ends. Not TSD. TPWS and Vigilance. And away we go. Away we go. And away we go. Or not. Why am I interlocked? What? It just felt like being interlocked? Okay. Going through the thing. John said, agree. Hannah, how dangerous is that? Chris says it's all the same for everyone, even on consoles. Eric says, busy. Thought free roam had no traffic. No, free roam. If you do free roam from the menu, then there are no other trains. If you do free roam by spawning a train during and on foot, so you go in timetable and then on foot, all the rest of the timetable is running. So you're a bit restricted in where you can put trains and a little bit restricted in where you can go. But you can have oh so much fun with the mischief of tying the whole thing in knots and watching the dispatcher try and figure it out. Always good fun. And often it does. Often it really surprises me. I sometimes spawn trains on the Brighton Mainline just for the hell of it. And the dispatcher starts routing trains around them if you just leave them there. It's actually quite clever. It's much cleverer than I ever thought it was.
If you require assistance at any time, feel free to contact a member of station staff or use...
Chris says, so you can go anywhere you want, and even for long drives. We can't believe it's that easy to set up. Yeah, no, that's basically it. And you can pretty much do what you want. There are restrictions. If you want to have no restrictions at all, from the main menu, choose free roam at the start. Off we go to Kirkhill. Chris said, how do you add trains so the AI take them over? That you can't do. You have to drive them. You drive them or leave them there. The dog's barking out the front. Weird. Chris just confirmed the shooter is dead and 2 people are dead. That's uncool. Chris Kelly says, do you ever think they remake the Leeds to Manchester Lions? Are so old now, the routine game. Well, they might. I never would have thought they'd remaster this, but they did. So who knows what the future might bring. I mean, who knows? Often the devs, I know this one was, the devs at Dovetail take these things on as a passion project, so they do them at night. Do them as they go. So they just do it themselves, basically. Yeah, a lot of the lines are set in deliberate time frames, and that's usually around licensing, that they set them in a time frame. Because they set them in a time frame that they've got the licenses for the talks at the time. So they've got BR licenses, for example. They can do anything they want with British Rail. I do quite like the old lines as well. So if they did remaster it, I would hope they did it like Island Line, and it was released as a separate offering. We should go a bit faster, really. I'm so used to this going really slow. Hannah Scott would like to see a Great Western Railway remaster, maybe with the... Oh, there are quite a few old ones. But they'll basically do what sells. So if they think a remaster would sell, they'll do it. Christopher Kelly says, how much is this add-on? Depends where you are, but that does sound in the right vicinity if you're talking pounds. Something along those lines. And that gets you the train. You already have to have the route to drive it, or you can buy the route separately. Of course, you can run the train anywhere you want if you don't want Cathcart. Put it on Fife or wherever. Anywhere that's got the right voltage will be fine. This is a very exacting one. It must be a long train. I'll have to go look when I stop. Alright, there we go. Oh, we're a full-length one. Look at that. Are we 2 3s? Yeah, we're 2 3s. One of the cool things about changing builds all the time is I have to wipe it out. So I get to do these over and over and over again. And away we go to Burnside. Driven 70 miles, yay! Pretty exciting. Yeah, Hannah's right. If you've got Cathcart already, or if you buy Cathcart now, in fact, you'll get the updated version. But if you had it already, the update for the route itself is free. You only get the new timetable with the 380 though. So there's 2 timetables on Cathcart now. There's the 2019 and the new one, the 2024. I have seen a few people grumpy that the timetable comes with the 380, not the remaster. But the remaster is about making it pretty and making the night lighting work. And I have to say the night lighting is now really good. I like it. John says, love the restaurant carriages and deluxe cabins. Hannah says, Christopher Kelly, if you have the Cathcart, yep, sorry, I met through that. The route was on sale until a couple of days ago. I think it was on sale on Xbox too. I'm not sure about PlayStation, but I'm pretty sure I saw it on the Xbox sale. I'll stop at Burnside and I'll find what it's called for you. What are you playing on? Xbox or PlayStation? Pretty good brakes. Not quite good enough, but pretty good. Uh-oh. Well, that went well. Grab the directory for later. Crashco game bugger. Yeah, I shall put that in on a report later. Play. Series S. Okay, well, while the game's booting up again, let me go to the Xbox store. This is a link to the AU store, but it's called Cathcart Circle, Glasgow, Newton and Neilston. So if you go into free roam from here, so you go in there, then you get no other trains. Let's go back to our scenario. Actually, let's go to the other one. We'll go to Dr. Snow. Since that one exploded. Not going to make it explode again. I have just replaced my little S with an X. Train's reading the rail driver. Good afternoon, driver. Scotland has been hit with Arctic winds, causing freezing temperatures and heavy snowfall. Luckily, the wind and snow levels are low enough for services to still run. Business Zuma. Look. There's a risk of brakes becoming less effective if they get too cold. You will need to apply the brakes throughout your journey to keep them warm. I don't really believe that, but that's okay. Applying more brake power will increase the brake temperature. If they get too cold, an emergency brakes will trigger. But then they wouldn't work anyway, would they? No. Fine then. I find your explanation dubious, Dovetail. I really do. But that's okay. We saw in the Zuma. We can put up with anything else. So we're going to have to apply the brakes to keep them warm. And right now I've got a warning thing over here, so yep. Safety systems perhaps? Vigilance. GPWS, AWS, back in the chair, hit the big button. The big button is the yellow mushroom. Maddie would like to see a career mode feature in future TSW games. It's been talked about a bit, so it could happen. Chris Kelly says, wonder when Train Sim 5 will be released. Guessing it'll be next year. Yes, who knows? I am quite happy to watch people speculate, but given the little sticker in the bottom left-hand corner of my screen, I shall refrain from speculating. But people in the chat, absolutely welcome to speculate your hearts out. Feel free. Hey look, we got the reward again. It's because it barfed last time and hadn't saved it, probably. It's always good to have a bit of barf. Hannah's also on a Series S. The S has got less memory, and if I remember rightly, a less capable video card. I get a lot more frames on the X, I have to say. Playing on PC today. That reminds me, actually, I wanted to check my settings, because I thought I had... I thought I'd limited this to 60 to be the same as the stream, so I'll do that. And I thought I'd put that up to 200, but maybe I did it in a different build. Yeah. It's chugging here. 200 makes it look a lot nicer. Basically what happens if you do 200, so I'm showing you a window that's at 2K resolution. It'll render at 4K and then reduce it to 2K so that you get less anti-aliasing issues. Anti-aliasing is, on computers, there's no such thing as a diagonal line. You get stair-stepping. And the anti-aliasing is a way of coping with that. But rendering at a high resolution and then re-rendering it lower is another way of coping with that. So we need to apply the brakes, apparently. Whee. Whee. Let's go really fast, and then I'll put the brakes on really hard. Because my brakes are going blue, aren't they? Shall we make the brakes red? Sure we can. Maximum braking, that should warm them up. Does anybody else think that doesn't look like a thermometer? This thing I'm talking about. It does not look like a thermometer. I can get what they've tried to do, but it doesn't look like a thermometer. Chris Kelly does 4K 60 frames. Yeah, your graphic settings aren't quite what I'm running on PC though. The S and the X don't run ultra. They run at high. Chris Kelly asked, do you play trucking sims? I do sometimes, yes. I do have a wheel and stuff. It's packed up to change desks at the moment. But it'll be back. Rails says, what's the difference between a train master and a yard master? How are they assigning locomotives to specific trains? It's a good question. That's a very American topic. Maybe someone in the chat can help him out. I would guess that a yard master works in a specific yard and that a train master is probably working alongside dispatchers to set up traffic to go out of the yard into the route. But that's a guess. Similar to Guy, how often would trains arrive on the old timetable? About once every 30 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that. The new timetable there are loads more. And when the 158 comes out, there'll be even more. Uh, 4K does not mean you're running in ultra settings. 4K is just your resolution. So I don't think you actually get to see these on console, but in settings on advanced, you get all these that you can change. Some of them, the high is the highest you can go, and others you get ultra. You don't get that choice on consoles, they make it for you. The Series S, I used to run the Series S at 2K, and it was quite okay. It did about 30 frames a second at 2K. Couldn't cope with 4K though. The X copes with 4K very nicely, to the point that I actually bought a new 4K monitor for it when I got it. Because I don't run it on the TV, I run it on a monitor because I stream from it. And I don't native stream from the Xbox, because native streaming from the Xbox is crap. So I route it through a device. In fact, it gets routed through this thing and into the PC. Which annoys the DRM on some games, I have to say. Not all games will actually work with it, because some of them detect that you're routing it somewhere else and they get upset. The consoles are still, they're a good deal for what you get. For the amount of frames that you can get out of a console, it's a lot cheaper than a gaming PC. Chris Kelly said, I had an X, but the dog bit the wire and I dropped it, so I got an S. I would have got the X repaired. There's plenty of third-party fixing places for them. Hannah says, I don't see how anybody would use HD mode on series consoles. Yes. Some streamers run them in HD because they get a better frame rate rather than running at 2K or 4K. It's actually interesting because neither the S nor the X actually advertises that they can run at 2K, but they both will. You can't select it, but it'll go to the native resolution of the monitor if you plug it into a monitor. Oh, slight overshoot there, because it's slippery. CPU is good on the Series S though, faster than the PS5. Oh, I'm not too sure about the stats on the consoles. I don't really keep up on the differences too much. Hannah Scott says, I have a 1080 monitor, but I put it in a 4K mode anyway. Get a 4K monitor, Hannah, you'll love it. As long as you've got an X. Don't do it on an S. On an S, bad news. But if you've got an X, you'll like it. It's actually been really handy because I use the 4K monitor for work too. My gaming monitor is a big curved thing, but I can't use that for work. John says Series X has the advantage GPU side compared to the S. Yeah, it's a more powerful GPU and it's got a lot more RAM. I think the S, has got 13 gigs shared between the game and the GPU, and the X has got more. It's quite a lot more, I think, too. It's about 20 or something. Cross Hill next, in the snowy snow. You know, you have station stops so often, how could you freeze the brakes? You could only do it if you weren't stopping at the stations. No, I didn't pay $500 for my PC. You're absolutely correct. This PC has been a little bit of a nightmare over time. And I have to say, if there's ever a class action against Intel for the 13th and 14th gen processors, I'm going to join it because this is my third processor. This one is stable. But I've replaced boards, I've replaced processors, I've replaced power supplies. It's been a nightmare. Getting a stable machine, total bloody nightmare. I've put in ridiculous cooling. My liquid cooler on this thing barely fits in the case. It's huge. It's like that long. It's this thick. It's a massive thing. Load passengers. We're outside a wall. Where's that train? There it is. We haven't had a horn for a while, have we? Yeah, I think the 4K setting is closer to Ultra, but it's not quite Ultra. The S does get a little warm. I stuck another fan on my S. Just a little cheap computer fan. Off we go to Mount Florida, which surely is going to be warmer. Christopher says, cheeky question, any giveaways for this route? I actually gave away a copy of Cathcart on the live stream the other day, but I haven't got any more Cathcart keys, unfortunately. I buy the majority of the keys that I give away, so in sales I buy them and I sit on them and give them away. The channel doesn't make a lot of cash, but it makes enough to do that. My brakes are going blue. Blue, blue, blue. Let's do a nice hard brake, just to help the brakes warm themselves up again. I use, with my Xbox, I'm not sure it's actually still here, I might have put it away. It's not down there. Probably here somewhere. Crap. See it in the box, but I've got an external SSD that I use with the Xbox. As you continue the service, you will need to... Oh, I didn't see what it said. Set the horn to high and hold for 1 second. I think my rail driver just died. Set the horn to low and sit for 1 second. I think I might have just accidentally unplugged my rail driver. I'm kind of thinking that. Where's that cable go? When I was moving cables around before, I think I bumped it. It seems alright, but it's lost it. Weird. May have to drive without rail driver for a little while. Just unplug it, plug it back in again. Hang on a moment. Sorry. Because it's plugged into my monitor, of course. Forget it. Too hard. In fact, I don't have to drive the horrible way. Because I should have. Here. What controller that I can get to? There's a cable. The actual controller. I'll get a controller and we'll use that. That'll be fine. It does do that every now and again. The ultra reliable rail driver every now and again is not. Kind of annoying. Right. Is it going to recognize it? Yep, it is. Good. Okay. Lock doors. Got the toy. It's in pink. Why have I got a pink controller? It was cheaper. Cathcart Platform 2. Where we go? Off we go. Rail said, why do train wheels lock up in movies and not as much in real life? Because even though there's not a lot of friction between the wheel and the track, there's still a bit. And generally it's about train handling. That one? That one. I always forget how to use a controller in this thing. So I don't use it very often. Coming into Cathcart in a moment. Christopher Kelly, it's 512 where you can get the 1 terabyte. I use a 2 terabyte external SSD. It's just plugged in with USB. Yeah, but you can't run games off that kind of storage. You need to plug in one to actually run games. Even though it's more than quick enough. But you can use it for backups for external storage. You can move games there that you don't want to download them again, but you want to hang on to them. Good thing that signal's green. Chris said if you use all the gigabytes, you have to have at least 128 gig to run games. Yeah, you do actually have to have blank space to run games. It was interesting yesterday because my, not yesterday, day before yesterday, my C drive on this PC got completely full. And Steam, for whatever reason, had decided to download multiple copies of Train Sim World 4 and keep them. So it filled up a terabyte of storage. Which was a bit boring. Powering up to Muir End. Rail says it's strange that there's a station called Mount Florida despite the fact there's a state called Florida. You ever thought that the state called Florida might be named after Mount Florida? Because, you know, you were a colony. And of course we do have the US where there's, I think, 13 towns called Portland. And only 2 of them are actually on the sea. Go figure. Hello, Chase DeFox. How are you? It's quite a cool name, actually. Chase DeFox. Fair enough. Poor fox. Simulator guy, how often did trains arrive in the old Cathcart timetable? I thought I answered that before, but it was about every 30 minutes or so in the old timetable. So there wasn't that many of them. We're allowed to go lots faster. Look at the sending light in the bottom right hand corner there going flash, 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 flash. Oh, yeah, if I lean out of the way, you'll be able to see it. And I think I better start stopping for that station rather than powering up, because it's not that far and my brakes are going blue, so they're cold. That was bumpy. What's so bumpy back there? The other carriages don't seem to be doing it. This one doesn't have suspension. I believe it's on the list of ones that will in a post-release patch when they release the suspension update for Core, which is not far away, I believe. It's listed as 0 to 3 months in the roadmap. John says, yes, you can keep all your games on an exterior hard drive and just copy the games you want to play on the internal SSD. Yeah. So I use an external SSD as well because it's a lot faster than a hard disk. And if you drop them, they don't die. Hannah says you can run older games, Xbox One and below, from the external drive. That's because they're slow and horrible. Who said that? Yeah. I actually find the Xbox is quite handy because one of the reasons I like it is Game Pass. Because otherwise I would only play train games, which would be a bit boring. And on the Gamecast, stuff turns up and I go, that looks interesting, I'll give it a try. And quite often I like it. One I've just finished playing all the way through is Little Kitty Big City, which is actually a really good game if you've got on Xbox. It's in Game Pass at the moment, so grab it. I keep contemplating streaming it because it does actually have trains in it. It's got JRS trains in it. It's basically set in Japan. A cat falls out of its high multi-story apartment and goes on an adventure to find its way home, essentially. But it's pretty cool. Anna says, for TSW4, you only need to move the base game to the internal SSD and keep the add-ons on the external. I didn't even know you could do that, so there you go. Good stuff. Look at my brakes chilling out now. It's alright, we'll let them chill right down. Then we'll warm them up again. For a little while to William Wood anyway. Yes, the long-awaited suspension update, Hannah. We've been waiting a year for it. That is, ambassador or not, there is one thing that does annoy me a little bit about DTG, where they announce something so far in advance, they haven't got a hope in hell of actually delivering it in a reasonable time frame. But they go, hey, we're going to do this, and everybody goes, great! Can we have it next week? No. What about next month? No. 3 months? No. 6 months? No. It's a year. Okay. Now, you know, in their defense, I don't think they meant it to take a year, but it clearly has. It's literally been a year, because they announced it. When did it come out? So it was the core update announcement for TSW 4, and that would have been in August. So yeah, it's coming up on actually a year since it was announced. Does annoy me a little bit. John says it's only this gen games that run on the new SSD that need support. Everything else the HDD covers. Cool. I don't think it'll be another year, John. It is listed in the 0 to 3 months. Alrighty. Actually, it just occurs to me I haven't seen my fans change colour, and they're supposed to be set to the CPU temperature, which makes me wonder because this game normally drives it up a bit higher. I'm going to check my cooler's doing what it's supposed to be doing after this, because that might be why the game barfed. It's not particularly hot air coming out of there, though. So maybe not. In fact, most of the case fans aren't even running by the looks of it, so no, it's not particularly hot at all. It's a good thing about being winter, I suppose. So the fact that the brakes are applied is making my brakes warm up even though I'm not moving. Oh, it's a slight deficiency in the scenario. Oops, going the wrong way. Off we go. There's a few trains with suspension. The Pacer's got it. The 218's got a version of it. The 323 in training centres got it. The 66 in training centres got it. So yeah, there's a few trains that have it. Maddie Lynn says, do you think the conductor or guard gameplay will be a core feature in the next game? I'd like it if it was. I mean, we've had two, maybe 3 scenarios now where it's been done across different routes, and I think it's a fun way to play it. So, yeah, it'd be cool. Is it something you're interested in, Maddie? What about other people? Are you interested in that sort of thing? Different ways to play other than just driving? Off we go to White Craigs. Sounds like some guy in a southern state in America, doesn't it? White Craig. Goes around at night dressed up as a ghost in a sheet. I completely forgot that I had a cup of tea and it's now really cold. I started braking to warm my brakes up, but then they started to work. Hannah once worked with a guy called Craig White. There you go. Maybe he lives here at White Craig's. That would make sense, because, you know, it's White Craig's house. Loading the passengers. Try how to do cameras with a Xbox controller now. Loading, loading, loading. Why is there a windscreen wiper on the other side when there's no one watching over there? Seems pointless. You gonna move? You're not gonna move, are you? No, you're gonna move. Because I haven't taken the brakes off. That's why you're not gonna move. I'm an idiot. John says the snow makes the journey that much more cozy. Oh, it's possible. I have to say, using a controller on PC is like the poor man's rail driver. It's a lot better than keyboard. I certainly encourage people to do it if they don't. Oops, wrong way. I think my sticks are backwards. .6 of a mile to Patterson. Which is like Patterson, but spelt wrong. Oops, that way. Light little break just to warm them up again since they're going blue. Hannah uses controller and keyboard. Yeah, so people on consoles, I encourage you to plug in a keyboard because it does make the game somewhat more easy to play. And people on PC, I encourage you to plug in a controller for the same reason. John says he feels like ordering a steak and a bottle from the restaurant carriage. Well, when we stop, I'll show you what the restaurant is in this one. I had buffet cars on some of the trains I was on, but I didn't use them. It's generally economising and using your supermarket sandwiches for lunches. Brakes did get a tad blue there. So let's go and she's a bit wild-eyed, isn't she? Also in the way. Get out of 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 the way. Go on, move. Alright. I can't do the restaurant car joke and show you the toilet like I was going to. Oops, wrong door. That one. There. Bye. Crazy passengers. Watch out for crazy passengers. Michael! You're out. Excellent. Hello. And it says on ScotRail, no steak, you'd be lucky to get a sandwich. On the Transport for Wales trains, they had, on some of the trains, they did actually have real food that you could order. Things like burgers and things like that. Yes, I think she was put there by Matt. Hello, Brad. Haven't seen you chatting today. You've probably been lurking in the background the entire time. Off we go to Neilston, 3.5 miles, almost guaranteed to freeze the brakes. I was going to say something else then, but I decided that'd be nice. It's funny, last night we pulled into Lakeside just before the Train of Lights train got in with our normal service train in the dark, and this lady came over and she goes, "What is this here?" I was going, "Well, you know, one train's okay, but surely two's better." Flying is like riding a bus, you're right, John. Hannah worked, albeit very briefly, at a station cafe. Gratuitous spread shot. Whee! What do you reckon happens if I just let the brakes freeze? They're not going to work at all? Don't know. Could be pretty bad. Is anybody else getting game crashes on Cathcart, by the way? Hannah says, I say cafe, it was more of a kiosk. On East Croydon? East Croydon, I think. There was a place there to get coffee. And it was actually really nice coffee, but it took me a good 5 minutes to get the girl's attention. She was so fascinated with what she was watching on her phone, and eventually she turned around and she got frightened because I was standing right next to her. There's still a counter between us, but, you know, she cracked it for frightening her. It's like, you're the one on your phone instead of serving customers. It's not my fault. Better do a gentle brake warming, I guess, since the brake temperature has gone so low. It's like limbo dancing. How low can you go? So you have to brake hard to make the brakes warm up. We're just going to drive. It'll be okay. Honest. Yeah, it's basically it, John. Service is an all-time low. Yeah, gratuities, yes. There was a place at Brighton, a little kiosk there, that made an excellent coffee. And they were fast. Well, do I think my brakes are going to work being chilly? Care factor. We'll find out soon. Hannah Scott, it was a pumpkin cafe. Press button, serve coffee. Ooh. I like real coffee. I'm a coffee snob. I thought that bridge was floating in the air for a moment, but no, it's got ground under it. I think the ground drew after the bridge did. Oh no, my brakes are flashing. Give you some brakes. Start warming up. Hang on, I'm powering. Ah, wrong way, wrong way. The brakes still work fine though. What are you complaining about, game? They work fine. Hannah said it was proper bean to cup coffee just on an easy machine. That's like saying the Nespresso machine in the kitchen is as good as my Bialetti. No. You're not a coffee snob, Anna. That's clearly the case. So I am definitely a coffee snob. I like my coffee. Well, that's what happens when your brakes get cold. Okay. Alright then. You're just going to reset and let me drive? Or do we have to wait? No, you're just going to let me drive. It's fine. Speaking of coffee, all the passengers at the back have gone. Their stuff's gone everywhere. What's this clown doing? Alright, we are at Neilston Platform 2. I'm going to run that other scenario again since it's baffed, but curious if anybody else is getting issues with that one. Oh, don't spat now. There we go. Excellent. That looks kind of nice. I think we need to do this. But we might actually want to, you know, focus it. We want manual focus. About there. Tip the field right low. And then focus it properly. Come on. You can do it. Get on the right spot. They've done some work on this. They really have. There we go. That'll do it. And take. Happy. I think that'll probably do it for today. I'm just loading up the last of our passengers. So I haven't quite decided what next stream. Maybe I should do Little Kitty Big City next week. Why not? Why not? You can watch me play cat. Seems fair. It does have trains in it. So, assuming it's still in Game Pass, I might run that next week. We'll see. Lock doors! Oops, I unlocked the right ones. Cool bananas. Set combined power brake handle to off. Off, off, off. Oops, missed. Exterior lights to tail lights. Can't do it with the rail driver now, so I've got to do it the hard way. Neutral. That's this one, isn't it? Yep. And remove the master key. Nice job getting everyone safely. Let's see how you did out there. I did bloody awesome. That's how I did. Bloody awesome. See? Bloody awesome. Almost no speeding at all. Only a glod. Oh well. That's okay. Anyway, it's been a fun morning. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. Thank you very much for those of you who stay up beyond midnight to watch this thing, because what is it now? It's about 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, something horrible like that. And yeah, good to chat with everybody as usual. So I think next week, Little Kitty Big City. It does have trains in it. I'm not driving the trains, but you'll see them occasionally. I think that will do. I think that'll be okay. So thanks heaps for joining in, folks, and we'll have the little kitten. No, the kitten. Hang on. No, I've got to fix that. I'll have to fix that. Where's the kittens? Where are the kittens? Because the kittens have to be higher than my face in the order. There we go. And that one. And that one. Okay, so now we have that one. And it's on top of me now. That's much better. And we have Sad Cat. And we have Happy Cat. Got one more too, but it doesn't come on by itself. Anyway, that's this one. So if I wake this one up. Oh, it's over there. Just put it over here where the others are. There you go. Live. Unhappy Cat. I don't have a button for that one though. Oh, but I've got more buttons. Yes. All right. Have fun, folks. Enjoy yourselves. Sleep well, those of you who should have been asleep already. And I shall see you next week with Little Kitty Big City. And we'll see what else happens. We'll see what new releases the new weeks bring. All right. Have fun, folks. See you later. Bye.